Hi and welcome to Pipeburn Customs. Today we have KESSEL Coffee Run, Ironwood's Latte, Stormtrooper, BMW R80 Bobber. Since 2012, Dutch shop Ironwood motorcycles have pretty much dominated the classic BMW custom market in Western Europe. So much so, that the style has pretty much become shorthand for an entire genre of custom beamers. And while many may have copied, it's their ability to break the mold and think outside the square of their own fame that proves they've still got what it takes. Like this 85 BMW R80 Bobber, for instance. Just like her old-school southern haircut, it's classic at the front, but with a nice little party out back. It's a Bobber, begins Ironwood Motorcycles bossed the impressively named Arjen van den Boom. A Bobber, but with a cruiser look and feel. Then again, it's called the Latte, because I was toying with cafe racer and coffee ideas in my head. I guess you could say it's a bike that's had a dash of hot steamed milk. No, we're not quite sure what he's talking about either. Unless a man would make a joke about Amsterdam cafes right about now, but any bike that's got both cafe racer and Star Wars influences has to be a very good thing, no. Mr. Boom went into detail about how Ironwood's range of bikes work. We now have two Ironwood bike series. One is called the Death Star series, and is based on R80 and R100 twin-shock Bobbers with chunky tires. The second is the Stormtrooper series, featuring R80 monoshocks with a higher stance and sporting vintage compound rubber. Got it? But what's a Latte Stormtrooper, then? It's a Stormtrooper on steroids, chuckles Arjen. It sounds a lot like an upcoming J. Abrams Star Wars franchise piece, think Darth Vader meets Rocky Balboa. It sounds a lot like an upcoming J. Abrams Star Wars franchise piece, think Darth Vader meets Rocky Balboa. The bike was sourced from Arjen's go-to powder coater. He'd purchased the donor R80 and started some customizing work on it before the project ground to a halt. If we had $1, Arjen saw a chance for another shop-funded flagship build and pulled the trigger. Finally, an open brief built-in between our ongoing customer jobs, he says. Most of what we do is based on vintage BMWs, so we wanted it to be something a little different but still recognizable as an Ironwood-style BMW. Loving the look of covered rear wheels for years, Arjen decided it was his turn to have a go. To make it ours, we applied some flanges on the aluminum discs to give it a unique look and applied some Ironwood branding to the finished items. Next, stance was handled by chopping 60mm off the fork tubes and replacing the rear suspension with a fresh YSS shock. The bars were upgraded to a Renthal fat bar and stocked with motor controls and some motor gadget mirrors and grips. Inside, we replaced the piston rings and clutch before the painted engine got married back into the powder-coated frame. The welded seat tube provides a nice, upright seating position together with the floating Bobber seat. To let the motorcycle breathe, we've equipped it with custom piping and a beefy BMW R80 Krapovic muffler which was mounted upswept. Like cocoa powder on a good coffee, the almost complete bike was finished off with a 7 inches LED headlight and matching running lights with integrated blinkers on both crash bars and 2 Kellerman Atto DF lights underneath the seat, providing understated looks with ultimate visibility on the road. Shinko E270 classic rubber with sawtooth tread connect the bike to the floor, and a Miller custom upholstery seat does the opposite for your butt cheeks. Finally, many coats of Audi Mocha Latte were laid down by Jacko from Royal Custom Works. It's not a color you'd usually gravitate to when thumbing through a swatch book, but boy does the end result look the business. Arjun said the rear wheel disc and exhaust was shaping up to be the build's biggest challenge until good friend and metalworker Marcel from the custom factory stepped up to lend a helping hand, fabbing up the aforementioned pieces according to Boom's exacting specifications. Turns out these are also Arjun's favorite pieces. The wheel discs with our brand name on them look fantastic. And the muscular BMW R90 muffler provides the airhead with a tough, muscular appearance. Darth would be proud.